welcome back to my channel, or welcome here if you are new. Today I have a little bit of a different kind of a video for you. I had an impromptu idea last night / this morning to just bring you along on my day today, because I am working on some preparations for my boyfriend's birthday. His birthday is in May, and so as you know, many of you, as well as we, are still in quarantine right now with the whole global pandemic that we're experiencing. And so we know there's a lot going on in the world today, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of different things and struggling with different things. But I do just want to take a moment and be able to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday with him. He worked so hard, and he just really deserves it. And so we're doing actually a two-part birthday. Today we're going to be celebrating with his kids, and then next weekend he and I are just going to celebrate together. He has no idea what I have planned. Obviously we're in quarantine, so it's nothing big, but I just was trying to come up with some creative ideas to kind of put together something for us to do here at the house. So let me just show you a few things that I have that I'm trying to quickly put together. So I ended up getting this helium tank from Walmart, so I'm gonna blow up some balloons, and I've got some other decorations there, some stuff I already had. And then I got this game, this Twister Scrabble I thought would be fun for us to play together. A little tiny piñata. I didn't realize it was gonna be quite that small, but that's okay. Let me try to focus it. Yeah, and then I got some candy to put in there. His favorite kind of chocolate is the Ghirardelli, and so I got some of those to throw into the piñata. I've got his birthday present over here. I need to wrap that in the bag. And then over here I am working on birthday dinner. So I've got some chicken wings going in the oven right now. We're gonna do those kind of emo style. And then I've got my vanilla wafers here. I'm gonna be doing a banana pudding. That's one of his favorite desserts. I've got my bananas in here, trying to force them to get ripe as quickly as possible. My vanilla pudding. Sorry for all the slamming. And my heavy whipping cream for the banana pudding that I've got to get going. Some condensed milk that's probably out of focus, but I'll show you guys as I'm making that. And then let me grab, my fridge is super full because I just did my May grocery haul, but I'm gonna grab out my avocados. So this is everything I think that I need for my banana pudding. I will link the recipe in the description for you all. And then this, I'm gonna make some guacamole that we can snack on for an appetizer while dinner is finishing up. And then I'm gonna do some mashed potatoes and peas on the side of our chicken. So I have a lot to get done. It is, oh, you can't see what time it is. It's almost 1 o'clock, and they are gonna be on their way really soon. So I'm about to try to put all of this together as quickly as I can. And yeah, we'll bring you guys along with me. Alright, so here I am just starting out with the birthday decorations that I wanted to put together just to make the house a little bit more festive. So you can see I am using my helium tank that I got from Walmart. It came with balloons and some ribbon, and then I also bought some balloons separately. So I'm just going to blow some of those up so that I can place them around the house with the other decorations that I have. And then I am also going to fill up my little piñata with the different candies that I got, and this ended up being really fun, even though the piñata was way smaller than I anticipated it being. But we had a really good time just kind of hitting it and trying to see who would be able to get it to break open and have the candy fly out. So that did end up being a fun, quick little activity for us to do during our celebration. And then here I am just setting up this Twister Scrabble game. I had never heard of this game before, but it ended up being really fun and it entertained us for, I would say, a couple of hours. We played a few different rounds of it, but it was an interesting twist on the original game of Twister because you had to incorporate the spelling into it as well. So we really enjoyed that as one of our activities. And now I am just moving into decorating my dining room. This is where we were going to have dinner and dessert. And so I just wanted to put up the balloons and some streamers. I was also going to have the present in there. And so these were just the little decorations that I was able to put up for our celebration. Okay, so now let's jump into the heart of the matter, which is all of the food that I prepared for our celebrations. And you will notice a theme throughout this video. Most of what I'm doing is revolving around food. So here I am just starting out making the banana pudding that we were going to have for dessert. And I am just making the whipped cream from scratch here. And then I'll also go ahead and prepare the filling. And then I'm going to layer it up. I didn't actually show all of the steps I went through, but I'll show you what it turned out like. And so here's what dinner ended up looking like. It turned out really good. The wings I baked first and then put them in my air fryer to make them crispy, and then tossed them in a sweet and spicy sauce. And then our mashed potatoes and peas we had on the side. And then here is the banana pudding. Hey guys, so it's the next weekend and we are getting ready for Quarantine Birthday Part 2. This weekend we're going to be continuing to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday. I've got a few things planned throughout the day tomorrow. Most of it revolves around food, of course. So I'm getting ready to get into the kitchen now and get some things going. I've got to get his cake ready, and then I'm also going to be prepping some of the dinner that we're having. I'm also going to do a big breakfast for him, but that I'll wait and do the morning of. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and get some things done in the kitchen so that that's ready and out of the way. I need to wrap his present and just kind of get some of these last minute things together before his birthday celebration tomorrow. So I figured I would go ahead and take you all along with me, hopefully give you a few ideas if you are looking for a way to celebrate your loved one's birthday, if their birthday happens to fall during this quarantine. Hopefully it just gives you a few ideas and some inspiration. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the kitchen. I'll show you what all I am gonna be preparing and making today. Okay, so first things first, I have all my ingredients laid out for the German chocolate cake that I'll be making. And so I am making it out of a box mix. However, wait for it, I am making the icing from scratch, and I'm actually doing two different things with this. A chocolate filling that's gonna go in the middle of the two tiers that I'm making here. And then over here, I have the traditional German chocolate cake frosting that I'll be making on top of the stove. And then for dinner, we're doing spaghetti and meat sauce, but we're doing zucchini noodles. So I'll be preparing those, and then I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my meat sauce as well. And then I'll just store these in the refrigerator separately. Tomorrow I can just put them together and warm it up. Okay, so here I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare my zoodles with my spiralizer, and then also go ahead and get started on the meat sauce, which I made with ground turkey and then crushed tomatoes as well as diced tomatoes and some onions. Then I just seasoned it up with salt and pepper, a little ground turmeric, some chili powder, and I also like to throw in a little bit of brown sugar just to make it a tiny bit sweet, and it always comes out really good when I make it like that. So we really enjoyed that. We ended up eating it the next day. We decided to have takeout for dinner on his actual birthday, so we ended up having this the next day, but it did come out really good. All right, so here we go with the good stuff. We are jumping into the German chocolate cake first. So I am just gonna mix up the cake batter here and then go ahead and pop those in the oven. And then here I'm just attempting to check that the two cakes are even. I don't know if that's the appropriate technique or not, but that's what I decided to do, was use toothpicks to check their evenness. And then while those are in the oven, I'm just gonna go ahead and work on my icing. So here I am working on the chocolate filling to go in between the two layers. And quick taste test, it turned out really great. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and work on the actual German chocolate icing to go on the outside of the cake. I wanted to check back in because I just came up with another idea of something to add. So I showed you the German chocolate cake that I'm making, and I'm getting ready to assemble that now. But since I'm doing like a layered cake, I'm going to cut the top off of one of my layers to make it flat. I'll have that extra cake left, and so I thought maybe I could make some cake pops out of that. So I'm gonna do that. And then I also remembered that I had sugar cookie mix. You just basically add like cream cheese, maybe a little butter, a little milk, whatever you want to add to just make it the consistency of like a little cookie ball, but you don't have to bake it because there's no eggs. So that's what we're gonna get into now. So as you can see, I have my two cakes here. I think I decided that I wanted this one to be my top, and then this one I'm gonna cut the top part off as carefully as I can and make that the bottom layer. Then I'll take the cake that I have left from that and make my cake pops. And then I have frosting here. I know I'm not gonna need all this frosting to put in between the layers of my cake. And so I figured I could make cake pops in order to use up some more of this frosting because I don't really have anything else to do with it. And then I've got my chocolate chips. They are, of course, the Ghirardelli brand because that is the birthday boy's favorite kind of chocolate. It might be Ghirardelli, I don't really know how to say it. And then I've got some white chocolate as well. So I'll use those for dipping the cake pops and the cookies. This is the actual German chocolate cake icing with the coconut and all of that I made earlier. So it's just kind of cooling down, and then I'm gonna store it in this container until I'm ready to actually put this on it tomorrow. So for today, I'm just gonna assemble the cake, put the two layers together with the chocolate in the middle of the two layers, and then I'll actually ice it tomorrow. All right, so here goes nothing. I am going to attempt to level off this cake. I cannot remember the last time I did this, nor am I sure that I am using the appropriate technique. So we can call this how to not bake with Krystal, but I guess the looks don't really matter as long as it tastes good, which it did turn out really good. So here I am just trying to level off this bottom layer and make it as even as possible so that I could flip it over and it would be flat on the bottom. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and put in that chocolate filling that I made and then place my top layer on there and let that cool in the refrigerator. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my cake pops. And so here I was realizing that I had no idea what I was doing. I wasn't really following any sort of recipe. I just sort of put whatever leftover cake pieces that I had mixed with whatever leftover frosting that I had. And my cake pops came out a little bit sticky, as you can see from the aftermath on my hands here. But we'll go ahead and get those cleaned up. And so we'll just pop these in the freezer, and I found that that helps set them so that they could be a little easier to work with for dipping in the chocolate. And then here I'm gonna just work on the cookie cake pops that I was making. So that's just the sugar cookie mix with the cream cheese and butter. Just kind of mix it together till it comes to a consistency that it could be formed into a ball, and then I will go ahead and get those formed, and I popped those in the refrigerator to set up as well, and then I will dip those in the chocolate too. Okay guys, so I just wanted to pop back in here really quick to share with you the to-do list that I'm using today. And this is something that I do when I'm really busy, or I just know I have a lot going on or a lot to get done and I don't want to forget. I like to use my to-do list to organize my thoughts, because things are just bouncing all around in my head and I come up with all these ideas, but I don't want to forget anything. So I'm using my to-do list today, and I just have it in a note on my phone. And basically I am using it not only to make sure I don't forget to do anything, but I also wrote it in a very specific order that helps me be most efficient with my time. So today I am ultra multitasking. I am filming 2 videos right now, as well as getting ready for our birthday celebration tomorrow. We also have Mother's Day tomorrow. I'm cleaning up my house. I'm doing a whole lot all at once. And so I'm using my to-do list so I don't forget anything, but also to organize my thoughts and organize my tasks in a way that makes most sense. I'm also using my to-do list to make best use of my time when I come to a stopping point and I need to move on to something else. So for example, right now I needed to take a pause on my cake pops that I'm working on so they can set up in the fridge and the freezer, but I don't want to waste any time right now. So I took a look at my to-do list and I see the next thing that I have on my list is to wrap the birthday present for tomorrow. Well, that's perfect because it won't take me just too long, but it will take up a little bit of time. So by the time I get done wrapping, my cake pop should be perfectly set and ready to go for me to do my next step with them once I get done with the present. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. But I just wanted to pop in real quick and share that with you, because I know a lot of times we have so much going on and we're multitasking, and sometimes when we multitask, we end up not being productive at any single thing that we're trying to get done. So I find that using a to-do list really helps with that. All right, so the lighting in here is not the best, but I just wanted to show you, I need to organize this drawer a little bit better, but I have this dresser in my guest bedroom that I just keep like leftover birthday bags and Christmas bags. And so I'm just looking through, this is my craft drawer. I was looking to see if I had anything in here that I could use. The present that I'm trying to wrap is pretty small, so this bag is way too big for it. I'm just trying to see if I have anything else. All else fails, I'll just wrap it up in some tissue paper. I've definitely done that before. Yeah, all these bags are really big. I had some small bags that I found on clearance at Target at one point, but I think I have actually used all of those. And then this box is a little bit girly. This box maybe might work. I'm gonna pull that as an option. Okay, so clearly this box is gonna be way too small, not gonna work, so I'm just gonna wrap the box itself in some tissue paper since I don't have any wrapping paper and we are in quarantine, and yeah, so it'll be fine. But yeah, somebody is getting AirPod Pros for their birthday, so pretty sure he's gonna like them. He more than deserves it, so let's get these wrapped up. And then I am going to jump right back into the kitchen and finish up my cake pops. Just gonna go ahead and get those dipped into the chocolate, and then I decorated them with some sprinkles that I had just to give them a little bit more of a festive touch. Okay, so now it is the next day and I am gonna go ahead and finish the cake. And so I just needed to add the icing. Not really too much to show here other than just completely drenching this thing in coconut and sugary goodness, but this did come out really great. We really enjoyed it once we were able to dive into it. Okay, and then last but not least, we did have a big breakfast on his birthday morning, and so here I am just making homemade waffles from scratch. I forgot that my waffle maker does not really brown up my waffles, so they don't look done, but they are, and I just popped them in the oven to try to get them a little more crispy. And then I served those alongside some turkey bacon and some cheesy scrambled eggs. And that was really it. So we did a 2-part birthday celebration over the course of 2 different weekends. Had a few activities that we just did at the house with the Twister Scrabble game, the piñata. Had a few decorations just to make it a little more festive, and then tons and tons of sweets and desserts to enjoy, along with some special dinners and breakfast. So hopefully that gives you just a few ideas if you are also celebrating a birthday or some other sort of special occasion during quarantine. I know it can be challenging since we can't really gather and we can't really go anywhere right now, but hopefully this gave you some ideas that you can use or just inspired you to come up with some creative ideas that you can do for your loved ones during the season that we're in. And once again, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you will consider hitting that red subscribe button before you head on out to join our family here at KrystalElaineTV. We would love to have you. And give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you again so much as always for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!